SpaceX knew that to revolutionize space exploration, they would have to reduce the cost of access to space. And the key was the development of reusable rockets. Most people thought it impossible, but SpaceX proved that they were up to the challenge.
What SpaceX has done is developed a rocket that can be reused. Its first stage booster delivers its payload to orbit.
Stage separation confirmed.
Then it flies back and lands on land or at a ship at sea.
I've heard it described as you're standing on the top of the Empire State Building and you drop a pencil off and you have to land the pencil on its eraser on a postage stamp. Ultimately, it's not beyond the realm of physics, and if it's not beyond the realm of physics, there's an engineering way to get it done.
To bring Falcon 9 back to Earth, we've got a navigation system in the first stage. Most first stages don't have that.
The Falcon 9 rocket is composed of two main parts, called the first stage and the second stage.
What it does after letting go of the second stage is flips itself around, starts its engines back up, and the whole first stage is re-entering the Earth's atmosphere and slowly making its way back down for a landing.
Currently, the Falcon 9 is designed to be flown 10 times. Each time we do a refurbishment, what we call vehicle maintenance.
This is Launch Complex 39A. This building houses and processes Falcon 9s that have landed at our landing pads or have been landed on the drone ships. To refurbish a rocket, they roll into the hangar, we load them into their processing rings, and it's a matter of weeks to process them and get ready for launch. Reusability is incredibly important to space exploration. If every time you had to build a new vehicle, we would be waiting and waiting and waiting for a new rocket to be produced. But when we're able to fly rockets, land them, and reuse them, that means we can access space on a weekly basis versus like a monthly or yearly basis. The end goal is obviously to have zero refurbishment, to be able to land and then relaunch like airplanes, to ensure that we're able to access space on a daily basis.
The rockets, the boosters, we talked about the different stages of the rockets. With the space shuttle, we had solid rocket boosters, kind of like giant sticks of dynamite. They could be packed with solid rocket material. They were recoverable. They would leave the vehicle after about 2.5 minutes, splash down in the ocean. A recovery ship would go get them, bring them back to the Kennedy Space Center, put them on a train to go to Utah to get repacked, and then the train would bring them back to the Kennedy Space Center. What SpaceX does is they fly the vehicle, the stage back, which is what you've been explaining. First, they had it come back to the Kennedy Space Center, and now they have it go back to a ship in the ocean. So it flies its way back. It's easier to recover, can get much more quickly back to the Kennedy Space Center and refueled right there. So they've taken it to the next level. And I tell you what, Chris, when they came and briefed us about what SpaceX had in mind when I was in the astronaut office, 10, 12 years ago, I thought this was crazy. How are they going to do all this stuff? I wasn't really sure they could get it done. But after seeing them land the first stage of their vehicle on a platform in the ocean, that was all the credibility I needed. I'm a total believer in what they're able to do. An amazing company.